In this video, we would be looking at 5 critical diagrams that can help you to increase your understanding skills, and these 5 critical diagrams can definitely help you to increase your overall knowledge about chess. So I don't want to waste any further time, so let's start. So we have the position number 1 on our board. We are playing with the white pieces, and here black simply played the move bishop to c5. And here's my question. Try to find the best move from the white side. Try to pause the video. Try to think extremely calmly and composed. Try to find the best move for white. Okay, so what's happening? First of all, black is having a very comfortable position because black has successfully developed all his minor pieces queen, and black is pretty flexible where he wants to go. He can go long castle, but most probably he will go for the short castle, and black would be very comfortable. So it's already pretty hard for white to get a move in, because if you try to make a random move like let's take queen to d2, which was happened in the game, after bishop e7, rook d1, short castle, black is already better. Why? Because the knight on c3 and the pawn on c2 are kind of misplaced, so black can simply play rook c8, putting pressure on the c file, and start pushing b5, b4, and eventually capture the c2 pawn, and black is already very comfortable and better. So you kind of have to change the position. So if you found the move bishop into f6, excellent move. You are trying to change the position, gf6, and try to pause one more time and try to find the best plan or the move from the white side. Okay, so you can already sense that the queen on d1 is not at the best square placed. So you can actually play the move queen to h5, which is very interesting. You have mostly realized that sometimes we play queen c2, queen e2 in positions like whenever there are slow position, we want to make a plan by just moving our queen one step at a time. But we can actually play many times queen h5 or queen a4 when something extremely fast is happening. Like queen h5, it is a very interesting move. Like if black goes for short castle, black is already having a bad pawn structure on the queen side, king side, and if black goes for a long side castle, white can even think of capturing the f7 pawn, and black is already a pawn down and white is very comfortable. So like something, and if for example after queen h5, if black plays king e7 trying to protect, and the idea is to get the another rook to g8 attacking the pawn, we can already play rook d1, because after rook g8 we can already play g3 and there is no checkmate and white is already very comfortable. So if you found this particular idea with bishop f6 and queen h5 changing the nature of the position, it was the best move. So now let's move on to the second position. Okay, so we have the second position on our board, and we are again playing with the white pieces, and here black played the move knight to d6. So take a pause the video, and try to find the best move for white in this position. Okay, so what's happened? First of all, white is having a very nice center placed on c4 and d4. Like the only two pieces I would say that are not yet developed would be the queen on d1 and the rook on f1, because the knight, bishop, and the rook on c1 is nicely placed. So like in the game, we had the move rook to e1, and after rook e1, knight to f5, d5, queen d7, bishop e5 was played, which was not the best, but these all moves are good moves. Like good move. So basically, what's the difference between a good move and a best move? Good move is a good move actually. That is not a bad move, and it will give you chances in the future to win the game. Basically, you are not losing your advantage. You are keeping your advantage. Like not the best way, but you are having the advantage. You are still going to get some chances in the future to win the game. Whereas best move try to increase that possibility of winning the game on the spot. So this was exactly happening in the game, which is still very comfortable for white. White wants to remove this key bishop from the black position, the fiancé shadow bishop on g7, and then put the knight on e5, which is a very good idea. If you found this move, there is no problem, but it's not the best. If you found the move c5 in this position, congratulations and kudos to you. It's a good move. It's the best move. c5. The basic point here is, if pawn captures, you can already capture the pawn, and now the pawn is simply can push its passed pawn. Knight g4, bishop e5, trading off the key bishop, and now simply focusing on pushing up the pawn, and white is better. And if at the place of capturing the pawn, black plays knight b5, white can simply think of pushing up the pawn, rook c8, d5, and white is already having a very nice pawn structure and no particular problems at this point. So it is already better for white. So yeah, this was the position. You must find the move c5, which was the best move, and if you were able to find it, congratulations. So now let's move on to the third position. Okay, so we have the third position on our board. We are playing with the white pieces, and here black played the move rook f to c8. So try to pause the video and try to find the best move for white. Okay, so this position is kind of one of my favorite position, I would say, because white have successfully developed all his pieces. So how are you really going to continue the position further? In the game, white didn't play it accurately. White actually went with the move of knight to e2, which was a bad move, and basically white wanted to play knight g3. Basically white wanted to play knight f4, knight e3 to knight e5, but eventually it didn't work, and white had to put the knight on g3, which was a bad move. After rook f to c8, you kinda like a general way to improve your position further after you have developed all your pieces. There could be two reasons. There could be two ways. Either you reposition your pieces to their best squares, or you can improve your position further generally by pushing up the pawns. Like for example, playing a move like h3, simply making a room for the king that can actually work in the future is a good move, and it doesn't really worsen your position. And you are, after playing h3, you are really asking the question to the black side, what is your plan? Which could be one of the good ways to play. So definitely h3 is a playable move. If you found the move e4, I think it is very like intuitive move, because you want to play e5, d5. But after e4, the basic problem here is black is going to play e5, takes, and you will realize the bishop on f3 is now simply blocked by its own pawn, and white is not having the best position. So e4 was not the best. If you try to play something like b4, which tried to make sense, like black is trying to stop c5, but already knight to d5, takes, and black is having a fine position. Black is having a very solid position. Definitely white is having more space on the queen side, but not enough to win the game. So after rook c8, if you found the move knight to e4, congratulations, that's the best move. The basic point here is, black's idea can be to put the knight to d5 at some point, play c5. So we are kind of removing the knight defender by trading off the knight. It's kind of the only way, I would say, because the queen is also attacked. So yeah, takes, and now white is already better, because we can't really push a c pawn because the bishop is hanging, and white's idea is already to play rook c3 followed by rook c1, putting pressure on the c6 pawn, and white is already having a good position. So yeah, this was the third diagram, a very interesting one. There are generally two ways to improve your position: reposition your pieces, or push the pawns to improve your position further. So yeah, now let's move on to the fourth diagram. Okay, so we have the fourth diagram on our board. We are again playing with the white pieces, and here black played the move king to c7. And here's my question: pause the video and try to find the best plan with the white pieces, not the move, but the plan. Okay, so after king c7, one thing that you will notice, that your king and the opponent's king are on the opposite side of the board. So whenever you have this particular type of position, always consider moves like attacking your opponent king. So after king c7, the most natural move and the best move in the position is to play the move b4. And if you found the move, kudos to you. b4, your idea is pretty clear. You want to attack your opponent king, try to open up the king side. Like, there are many ways to open up the king side, I would say. Like, b4 is not the only way. If you want the move a4, it's also fine. It's kind of the same way you want to play a5, b4. And the idea of playing a4 can be very useful whenever your opponent is having a piece on b6 or g6, you try to play h4. So these could be some ideas. So a4 is a good move, b4 is a good move. In the game we had rook e1, which is like, rook e1 is also a very good move. In the game we had b4, but rook e1 is perfectly fine move because you are simply focusing on completing your development idea, which is definitely not a bad idea. But okay, b4, a very interesting one. And now rook to d8. And yeah, already many options. Like, if you try to capture the pawn, it's a bad move because after bishop takes, you allow your opponent piece to get developed, which is definitely not a good idea. a4 is a good move. Your idea is to play a5, a5 attack the knight. Rook e1, perfectly fine move, getting all your pieces into the game. And now after takes, king b8. Now you have decided to come back with the bishop, takes, and now knight to d4. Your idea is to play knight into e6, attacking the rook and the queen, and white is already better. So yeah, this was a very interesting way to play. Important thing to notice that whenever your opponent is having opposite side castling, like black has not really castled in the position, but the kings are oppositely placed, always try to consider moves like attacking your opponent king. So b4 was the best move. Even if you found the move a4, you still get full points. So yeah, so now let's move on to the final position of the day. Okay, so we have the last position and the fifth diagram on our board. We are again playing with the white pieces, and here black played the move knight to d4. Try to take a pause and try to find the best plan or the continuation from the white side. Okay, so if you have not taken quite such time, try to again pause and try to find it calmly. Try to find the best plan or move from your opponent's side as well. Okay, so after knight to d4, the most natural move here, like knight is attacking the rook, so it looks like you should try to capture the knight, takes, and you simply capture the pawn. This is not the best way to calculate. You must always consider your opponent's best move in the position. Like, after bishop into d4, your opponent is not really liable to capture the bishop, but black can also play rook into d5, which is the best move. And after rook g5, you're already having a bad position. You can't really move the bishop because the queen is hanging. So after rook d3, takes, bishop e6, and now it's having the bishop pair and a very comfortable position, and black is even slightly better. So make sure to try to find the best resource or move from your opponent's side as well. That's how you can become a good player in chess in the future. So capturing the knight doesn't really help. So the best move in this position, and if you found the move d6, congratulations, it's the best move. Kudos to you if you found this. After d6, what's happening? After d6, you are actually giving an exchange sacrifice, which is a very committal thing. You can't just simply push the pawn to d6, attack the queen, and just say, okay, let's see what's happening. It's not the best way to play chess. You must always try to find the best move with concrete calculation and understanding. You must try to assess the position that after giving an exchange sacrifice, what's the evaluation of the position. Like for example, after d6, which is the best move, black captures the rook, we capture the knight back, queen h4, and basically we play the move first knight e4 because the h3 pawn is hanging, bishop f5, capturing the pawn, and now pulling the bishop back. And now, okay, after pulling the queen back, here I was going to ask you a question, what's the best move could be from the white side, but rook d1, getting all your pieces into the game, rook d1, and basically you have given an exchange sack, but already bishop b6, knight c5. Despite giving exchange sack, you are already having a good position because the center pawns are just too advanced, and you are having enough material to get a good compensation for an exchange. So this is how you should try to evaluate the position. So going back, if you are not able to find d6, and if you try to make a move like rook f2, which is a fine move, it's a good move, it's not a bad move. After rook f2, the best possible continuation could be queen h4. We capture the knight, queen f3, takes, d6, and the position is complicated, but in the end it's an equal position. It could be end in a draw. So yeah, like rook f2 is definitely not a bad move, but it is not the best way to play the position. Definitely after rook f2, in the future you can get some chances to have a better position out of the end game. But yeah, if you want to get a better position already right from here, you must find the move like d6, the best move to get the better position. Try to improve your position already. So yeah, these were the 5 critical diagrams that can help you to improve your understanding. And if you learned anything new today, make sure to like the video, share this video with everyone, and make sure to subscribe to our channel if you are new to our channel. It's free for you, but it helps us to motivate to make more videos like this. Make sure to share it with your friends to make them even stronger, so that if your friends get stronger, eventually they will help you to make you guys also stronger. So yeah, that's it for today. So I'm going to see you with more interesting videos like this. So till then, stay tuned and keep watching Oneshot Chess.